I guess life has a purpose, and I was meant to be an artist to express myself in tell stories, and especially about music. A large part of my life is in music. I just feel something I can't express otherwise, so I have to express it visually. My name is Monika Feuerstein, and I paint mainly in oils because I just love that medium. It's archival and it will last forever. In this fast-paced world, I just love this slow art. Nothing compares to it. I came from an interior design background. I decided to study art because I always wanted to study art, and when the opportunity came up, I studied art. The rest is history. Yeah. That was 2011. I got myself a studio in an artist hub in Richmond with 31 other art studios, and I stayed there for 7 years. Then I just needed a change, and I thought I'll set up a studio at home and see how it goes, and that was 2 years ago now. Interior design is all working out the space, and that's what you're doing on a painting. I think it's composition, and composition can either break or make a painting. And I think that's the most important thing. So Jeffrey Smart, I'm really inspired by him because not necessarily his subject matter or style, but the way he placed things in his compositions. He would work out his compositions by the golden mean, which is mathematically really, really complicated and would take him a long time. But he also wanted to be an architect, hence his subject. So he would work that out, but it's spot on every time. And when he saw something, this needs something there, he'll just put a person there. But I don't measure it, so to say. I do it by eye, and I think I've learned that through interior design. I want to make my mark. I want to go down in history one way or another. I guess life has a purpose, and I was meant to be an artist to express myself in tell stories, and especially about music. A large part of my life is in music. I just feel something I can't express otherwise, so I have to express it visually. The first inspiration was an old art teacher, Andrew Forsyth. He was a portrait artist, and I really love to express the human form, especially when they're expressing themselves. So music, especially singers and musicians, they go into their stories and the way they tell stories and the expression on their faces, and you can see their story. And I wanted to translate that on canvas to bring in the vibe, not just to, for example, just take a photo. It's bringing the feeling and the vibe into it, what I feel, because I know all the musicians. I really love their music. Whereas I couldn't really paint someone who I don't like that music. I just couldn't. I actually was finalist in the Portuguese Arts Prize, which is a $30,000 arts prize in Sydney, and I went to the opening. I got to mingle with artists I admire like Catherine Longridge, Kim Leutner, Lix North, absolutely amazing artists. Yeah, I got to mingle with them, and yeah, I was part of it. I'm always coming back to music. I mean, the first series I started when I was a graduate. It all started on the blues train. It was one night on the blues train, and that's where this blues obsession started. And then I did a whole series of blues portraits. But then I wanted to express a lot of my emotions and what was inside of me, and I started a series of Inner Sanctum and Search for Self. I expressed what I was feeling. a lot of people told me it's very personal, but I don't know, if the viewer can relate to it and feel something, I think that's the most important thing, and that's why they actually buy. The most buyers, they tend to buy paintings if they actually feel something and they can relate to it. I don't know if you can see this. I thought I'd do a different medium for a change, just a series. And originally I wanted to do a black and white series because I took all these photos and I went through hundreds and hundreds of photos I've taken at gigs. And what's going on right now, a few weeks ago in Italy, people were standing on balconies and empty seats. Musicians couldn't do their gigs and they still can't. I don't know how long it's going to take till it goes back to normal. It just sort of evolved. I guess it's putting them into a surreal environment, which we actually find ourselves in. Some people, if they're not really into art, they think art is a luxury. They would rather go out and buy really expensive shoes. If you would look at art in a different way, if you found a piece that really relates to you and makes you feel something, maybe they would change their mind in the way they look at art. That'll be from my drum teacher. Never give up your dream. It's in the Tasik Gallery and they're also changing their location. It's still in Collingwood and they're just doing up their new venue. The exhibition will be called Don't Stop the Music. There will be this series, The Love of Music, and another couple of big ones, and my new series, that'll be my space. Date to be confirmed, but probably in September. I've got a website, www.monikafeuerstein.com. I've also got a Facebook page, Monika Feuerstein Artist.